I keep on saying this. You are not tired. Tired goes away with sleep. What you're feeling doesn't. Let's say you've hit your targets. You've built the thing that you wanted. And on paper, you are winning. And somehow you feel less like yourself than you did 5 years ago. Hollowed out and running on a version of you that shows up but isn't really there anymore. And here's what nobody's telling you. That's not burnout in a way that you've been taught to think about it. Burnout isn't just exhaustion. What you are actually experiencing is an identity crisis wearing exhaustion as a disguise. And the fix that everybody kept on selling you is that go get some more rest, go to a vacation or find a better morning routine. I mean, all of that was never going to touch it or, fix it because it's not addressing the actual injury. All right, so if this is your first time here, my name is Glody Kikonga. I'm a neuroscientist and transformational performance coach. On this channel, we combine clinical neuroscience with African resilience frameworks to help you build unbreakable mental discipline and focus. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's define burnout properly because the term gets thrown around until it means nothing, right? So the researcher who did the foundational work here is Christina Maslach, and her model of burnout has 3 components. And this is the part that almost nobody quotes. Number 1, emotional exhaustion, the depletion everyone talks about. Number 2, depersonalization, growing cynicism and emotional distance from your own work and your own relationships. Number 3, reduced personal accomplishment, a creeping sense that nothing you do actually counts, even when the result says otherwise. So look at component 2 and 3 again. Those are not fatigue. Those are identity components, and they are about who you believe you are and whether you still believe that your effort connects to anything meaningful. And that's the part that standard advice completely skips. And here's what's happening when all of that unfolds in your body. Number 1, chronic activation of your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is the system that governs your cortisol release. It keeps your body flooded with stress hormone long after the actual threat has passed. Okay? Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a deadline and a genuine emergency. It just knows that it's been on for months and sometimes, for years without full recovery. And over time, this produces what researchers call allostatic load, which is the accumulated wave from stress your body never fully discharged. And what's interesting is that allostatic loads doesn't distribute evenly across your brain, but it hits 2 specific regions especially hard. And the first one is your prefrontal cortex, which is your, the part that is responsible for decision making, focus, emotional regulation. It starts to lose functional capacity under chronic cortisol exposure. This is why burnout high performers describe feeling foggy, indecisive, or emotionally flat, even though their job hasn't changed. And the second one is your amygdala, which is your threat detection system. It becomes hypersensitive and it starts flagging ordinary pressure as danger. This is why, small setbacks that used to roll off you now feel disproportionately heavy. And that is not a personal weakness. That's a nervous system, stuck in a hyper-reactive loop and unable to tell the difference between a hard quarter or a hard financial year and a real emergency. Okay? So here is the actual mechanism. Your identity, your sense of who you are, and whether your effort means anything, is being processed through the same exact neural system, that chronic stress is degrading. And that's not a coincidence. That's why burnout feels like losing yourself, not just losing energy. Okay? Which then raises a very powerful and real question. If the Western hustle model is what degrading the same system in the first place, and why do we keep on reaching for the same model to fix it? Alright, so here is the flaw baked into the hustle culture that almost nobody names directly. it defines you by your output. What you produced today, what you shipped, what you closed, your worth, moments to moment is whatever your last result said it is. And that's an unstable way or foundation to build a nervous system on, because output fluctuates constantly. And if your identity is tied to it, then your sense of self is also fluctuating along with it. No wonder the reduced personal accomplishment component of burnout hits so hard, because you build your entire identity on something that was designed to be inconsistent. Now, the Ubuntu philosophy inverts that completely, okay? The idea or the philosophy of I am because we are, your identity isn't extracted from your last output, but it's anchored in something far more stable, which is your relationships, your role in a community, your place in an ongoing story bigger than, whatever this financial year or quarter's number is, okay? But let's break down exactly how this framework prevents the hustle burnout cycle piece by piece. All right, so the first one is identity anchored in belonging, not performance. In communal frameworks, your value isn't renegotiated every time you produce something, but it's already established, through your relationships, through your responsibilities to others, your place in a lineage. And you don't have to re-earn your worth every single day. And neurologically, this matters enormously. In fact, a stable identity reduces the psychological stakes of any single failure or bad quarter. And if a setback doesn't threaten your sense of self, then your amygdala doesn't have to treat it as an existential threat. And it won't hijack your prefrontal cortex the same way it does, when your identity and your output are the same thing. The second one is rest as communal rhythm, not personal failure. In hustle culture, rest is something that you have to justify, a reward that you've earned or a weakness that you're hiding. But in many African communal traditions, rest, gathering, and recovery are built into the rhythm of the community itself. Nobody has to argue their way into recovery. It's just, simply part of how the system is designed to run. And this is not a minor cultural difference, but it directly affects your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis recovery. And a nervous system that expects, and receives regular recovery cycles never accumulate the same allostatic load as one running on a model where, rest has to be earned or defended or be hidden, okay? Number 3, purpose held collectively, not carried alone. Again, in the hustle model, purpose is a private burden. You alone are responsible for finding your own motivation, sustaining your own drive and believing in a mission when everybody else around you has checked out. But in a communal framework, purpose is distributed. It's held by the group, reinforced by witnesses, carried collectively when anyone's individual reserves runs low. And you are never solely responsible for keeping the fire on by yourself. And this connects directly to something that we've covered before in another video, which is social buffering. So genuine social support measurably reduces cortisol reactivity and speeds, recovery after stress. And a community carrying purpose, together isn't just emotionally nicer, but it's neurologically protective in a way that, isolated hustle simply cannot replicate. And put all three together and you get a completely different relationship to your own effort. You are no longer a machine that has to keep on, producing to justify existing, but you are a person embedded in something, that holds you, whether this quarter or financial year is your best or your worst. And that's not softer, that's sustainable. And sustainability is exactly what elite long-term performance actually requires. All right, so here's what I want to be honest with you about. Understanding this system doesn't automatically install it. Knowing that your identity shouldn't be tied to your output is one thing. Actually, rebuilding your nervous system relationship with your stress, recovery, and identity is a different kind of work. And if what I described today, like exhaustion, that isn't really about being tired, and the identity that got entangled up with your output, if that's actually where you are right now, the details are in the description below. This is not a course or a community program. It's a private one-on-one container for people operating under real sustained pressure. So inside of this program, we start with real diagnostics, like heart rate variability, to understand how flexible your nervous system actually is under stress, and the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis stress mapping to see exactly where your particular pattern of burnout is holding your entire system back. We do measure every single thing. From there, we build a roadmap specific to you, combining applied neuroscience with the Ubuntu principle that I've walked you through today, which is identity work that isn't tied to your output, and also nervous system regulation through practices like vagal tone training and more other interesting practices. So for those who want it, remember, you are not going to do it alone either. Okay, so if you're ready for that, find out more information on the link in the description below. And remember this, you do not need any more productivity hack. You just needed someone to tell you the truth, and I just did. What you do with that, is your choice to decide. I'll be here either way. And do share this video with one person only, not 10 people, only one person that you feel like they really, really need this kind of information. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.